Hello team. So in this video we're going to talk about the 4-3-1 formation on the attack. Alright, so let's start off with the kickoff. Now before we even get to the kickoff, it's very important that the striker, left wing, and right wing, and center mid all have a discussion about what you're going to do. Alright, so this is as you're bringing the ball up, you're setting it down, you're backing off, you're talking to each other, okay, we're going to do this. You never want to get a situation where the striker is playing this ball and you're not ready. Okay, so if you'll notice here, we do not have the left wing playing the line or the right wing playing the line. We play a little bit back. This allows time if the striker is going to pass to them, so that they have a little more time to get the ball. You know, in case maybe it's a play up where the striker's going in and make a big run right away, we're gonna play the ball up and try to catch them, get the team that's not ready. We see them that are still struggling for their setup. People are still moving around. It's a great time to run that play. Okay, usually I'm going to kick it over here. My strikers are going to run into that space and make a play on goal. It could be a situation where playing the ball back to the center mid, and even if you're playing back to the left wing and then center mid, what happens if you play left wing is they all start going to the left wing, right? So teams have a tendency of following the ball off the kickoff. So now it's back to here, and now you can get over and you have space to play within. Okay, so and again, we got these little we got our triangles, right? So we always get a situation where CM's trapped. We got right back up to right wing. A lot of movement we can do with this ball off the kickoff in this formation, but communication is key as always. All right, so let's get everybody back to where we go here. All right, so let's say we have a kickoff, and as you can see right now, this team is running a striker, left wing, right wing, 2 mids, and then 3 in the back. Okay, so we know by this formation the plan is very tight. You know, on my kickoff, I'm probably going back to my center mid. I'm going to start going wide. These guys are starting to come in. I still have my movement where I can get the ball back to my center back to my right back, and I'm drawing these guys in. All right. So let's say right now the right back and the right wing are working well together. We're playing the ball up to the right wing. Okay. Right wing brings the ball in. Okay. They're bringing the ball in. As this happens, obviously the defense, they are like, oh, we gotta get this guy, right? So they start coming in. Our left wing is going to stay wide. Again, we're not talking about going to touchline. We are taking the space we're given. All right, we're always looking for that pass. So let's say these mids drop back, okay, which they should do. I'm always looking for my pass options. Number one, my right wing probably can't hit me here, okay. He probably came and hit me here. You know, there's too many bodies in between. But I want to go wide enough so that when the striker is coming up, because the striker's going to draw people also. He's going to start drawing in the center back to the backs. Okay. I'm in a situation where my center mid is coming up with the striker, playing behind him, and playing in. Okay. So this way, let's say this defender comes on the right wing. All right, you have also this guy coming up. So now you're going to start a tag team on the right wing. You're in a situation where your right back is coming up with you, as they should. Okay, we're all coming up. We're all getting to a position where the left backs still have the center back. Center backs are still even. As the ball comes in, we're moving up. Our goal is to try to get everybody except our center backs into the attacking zone. All right, but he's running into problems, right? He has the right back option, and again, if this guy comes over, now you have the center back, and now you have a full on switch if you needed to. Okay, you're always, if you're a center mid, you're always looking for that passing window. Okay, so passing window here. Okay, now I have the ball. Now I got to look at my next move. Well, my next move is probably going to be taking space to over here, so I can do a through on my striker, or I can continue that movement and go to the left wing for a switch. Okay. You're always looking, if you're a winger, you're always looking for your center mid first. If you don't see him and you don't have a strike, you don't have the space, you don't have a through ball or your striker, you go backwards. Okay. If you have to, turn your body, put your body between them, and go back. That's basically surrendering. You're basically, if you have your body turned to a player, you're basically saying, I'm not going forward anymore. But I can dribble this ball back into space if my right back is still coming up to give him that ball. Okay. You'll hear me say it from now until the time we're no longer together. Sometimes to go forward, you have to go back. All right. And this formation requires that. Okay. So and it's actually a little confusing with all these guys on the board. So let's just take them off the board right now. I just want to kind of see, I want you guys to see the movement. All right. I'll leave the goalie in there. All right. Just know you're always good. You have a very short clock before everybody else, defender gets on you. But continue to look at these natural triangles. All right. So if the right wing has the ball, center mid has it, striker can come over. Again, we're floating to where the ball is going to be for a pass or a through. Left wing is going to take the space they're given. All right. So let's say the last defender is way over here. Well, there's not a real reason for you to be all the way over here. You can kind of play into a space where you can receive it. Striker gets the ball. Now you can make your run up, through ball in. And again, we have to communicate. So if my left wing sees that space and see the striker has it, maybe the striker's got somebody coming up to him. Hey, play me, through. Get to a space where you can get it, and now you're in. You're in a great position to either shoot, you're in a good position to cross it. You have a right wing flying in too, so if you do a cross, then you have two guys here that can play that ball. Center mid's going to go back to central to help you out in case you get jammed. Go into a space here to form that triangle. So a lot of great movement. Now, one thing you're not seeing here is the backs. Yes, the backs can come in. So if we get a situation where we don't have a triangle here, left back can come in. Now we have a triangle. So we can play back to the left back. Now, let's say the ball comes to the right side. Notice how the right back here isn't going all the way up. All right? Because the ball is on this side. So why go all the way up? You want to be in a position so that we are press and cover in that support. So let's say the ball gets turned over right here. Okay? Left back may be out of the play. They're trying to get back into the play. Center back's got to do press, cover, and balance. So we don't all want to go. We don't want the right and left back to go in at the same time. Okay, so to know that if the ball's on the left-hand side, I need to hold back a little bit from the right back. Okay, I'm gonna let the left back get in the action. Now, if for some reason, we get the ball again here, I'm gonna reset us a little bit. Okay, now let's say, these guys are playing in a natural position, just slightly ahead of the center backs. Okay, on the attack, playing a little bit wider. All right, so if the ball's down here now, again, a right back comes in to help. These guys start their shift over, and so is the left back. Okay, so wherever the ball's at, our backs are shifting to support. Okay, very important for the center backs to be able to communicate that. All right, this center back here is telling the right back, go up, go up, go up to support, go up, move, whatever the case may be, get him up there. This center back is telling the left back to hold. Okay, and again, center mid is controlling the rest of this action. So center mid sees this guy getting jammed up. He's telling him, pass back to whoever the right back is. Okay, he could be in a situation where he's open. Pass back to me. All right, call for the ball. Yes, so the attack flows really well this way. And if we're in the box, again, right side, right back is coming up. You know, center mid's going central, striker's getting ready to go in, left wing starts going to that back post. Maybe the the left back comes up a little bit more. The center backs are coming in. All right. If the center backs can't come in, just so you guys know, unless there is a player sitting right here, if all their players are up and way in front of them, you can come in. Okay. The only time you really want to watch this line is if you got a player sitting back here on the line, because the line is offsides. So if we're all up here and they play the ball out, it's one-on-one versus the goalie. Okay. So only time that we're going to want to be on this line if the ball's played in is there's someone sitting right here. Okay. My rule of thumb is 2 players for every 1. So if they have one guy sitting right here, we want to have their 2 center backs ready to go. May even want to stack at slightly, where one's playing slightly back, especially if it's a faster player. Now this guy's setting in my line, and this guy's the one that has to hold him off from trying to get in. Okay, that's more advanced for right now. I'm going to tell you all, if he's fast, you drop back a little bit farther. Okay, the left back. Now let's say they're really ultra aggressive and they have 2 strikers. All right. Center back has to know what they're doing. We may have to at that point. Center back calls back the left back, and now we have we're constantly keeping that 3v2, and the right back is going where the ball is. Ball switches to the other side. Then again, left back comes in. These guys move over a little bit. Right back has to drop and support. Okay, so there is a lot of forward and back if you're back here. So. Let's talk corner kicks. All right. So corner kicks for the attack is what we're going to go off of right now. So I'm going to bring the ball out. Well, who takes the corner kick? Typically, it'll be the center mid. All right. Center mid will usually take the corner kick. We may adjust that from time to time to be in a wing. For example, left footers are great at kicking from the right side. Right footers great at kicking from the left side. So sometimes your wings, it's beneficial for them to take those kicks. It will never be a back in this formation. So backs are going to be playing in their positions and not going to be taking this kick. If you'll notice right now, and it's 9v9, right? So what does the other team do? The other team loads the box up. Okay, they bring back their backs. Usually have a back right here. Their center back. They have one on the post here, one on the post there. They'll have a wing. They'll have the other wing. They even have the other center mid in here. Okay, so you can see it's a very crowded box, right? We only have a 3 right here. So it doesn't make sense for us all to sit in this mess. Okay? We're going to want to come out towards the top of the box. And we kind of want to be in a position where we're branching out. So my center mid's taking the kick. What the center backs can do, there's 2 things that can happen here. One, we notice the box is really crowded. They brought everybody in. If we kick it here, it's a turnover, right? So what we can do, the center back can have the left back come up, and now they're a pass out option. And now we can pass it out here, and we have shots on goal. All right. Center back and center mid have to identify that. Okay. So center mid can say, "Hey, bring the left back forward, up, check in." So you can make that pass out. All right. Even by doing that, sometimes what will happen is their winger and everybody will start shifting, thinking that it's going to be a pass, which then opens up space for this to be played in. Okay. If it is a kick, okay, so let's just say, for example, they're playing us really high. Okay, there's some space in this box here. All right. if it's a kick and I see that, if I'm the center back, I can send my right back in to sit at the top of this box here. So that way the kick comes through, gets past everybody, May gets kicked out, he's right here to pop it back in again. All right. One last thing, and this is actually what I want to see this weekend. All right. So again, I have my three. They're kind of sitting in high. As soon as that center mid makes that hit, I'm running. Okay. Center mids. We'll talk about this before the game. You know, if you watch professional soccer, you'll see the guy taking the kick has his arm up. He lowers it right before he makes his run. That tells the players on the field, I am going to kick this ball. So once you see that happen, then if you're these guys, you're making your runs already. I'm running to that near post. I'm running to that back post. I'm running to that circle dot. Okay, I'm going to be in a position where I can kick that ball in. But on these kicks, one center back will stay back. The other center back will go to the top of the D. So if this is actually a full-on kick, my right back's going to come up, my center back's going to go there, and now my other center back is pulling my left back to be back there with them. Okay, they can stack. That's fine too. Maybe the center back holds the line, especially if there's a player from the other team sitting there. You definitely want to bring that guy back. If everyone's up in the box, you're free. Center back can send the left back up here to help out, where the case may be. There's enough time for that left back to get back here to support if the ball gets turned over. Okay? Just know what your numbers are. If you look up and see 1, if you see 2, you probably don't want to send the right back in. Okay? It's, again, very fluid. You have to be able to see. You got to be able to talk to them. We will not get this 100% right, probably for a little while. Okay? There's always going to be adjustments that we have to make on the attack. Let's see. One last area we probably should cover is the free kick. Okay? So if we get a penalty kick, what does that look like? Again, more than likely the center mid is taking that hit. Now, this is one of the few times that a back could, because most of the time they're all playing in front of it anyway. So the other team is all playing up. So let's say they put that little wall in place they'd like to do. They go 10 yards, they put a wall up. All right. They put everybody else in this back line. Okay. And just for the sake of this, we'll say, okay, well, they also got a striker up that they're just going to keep up here. All right. 4, 8, 9. Okay, great. So center mid's going to take it, which means my striker is going to come up. Okay. My left wing is going to come up. My right wing is going to come up. We're going to take the space we're given. All right. Everybody else is going to stay in their positions. All right. The exception will be in this is that you can have a right back or a left back come up in order to take a pass. So if we can't go over the wall, we can always pass out, take a hit in, and now we're going to goal. Okay? Just remember, wings, striker, stay onside. We can only go as far back as their farthest player. So now if they're really not thinking straight and they drop a guy back here, cool, go with them. Take what you're given. All right? Take what you're given on that. Just be prepared if that ball doesn't clear, we have to get back and help fast. All right? Like I said, this is very fluid, guys. Now, when all this is going on, what is the keeper doing? Well, I didn't really touch the keeper because I don't want to put too much on the keeper. Okay? All right. So that ends the offensive side of things. We will do a video on the defense next. Thank you.